Big changes have quietly arrived from IRCC, and they could affect thousands of people applying for permanent residence inside Canada. One update introduces a brand new open work permit pathway for certain PR applicants, while the second makes it much harder to use humanitarian and compassionate grounds to save an application that doesn't meet public policy requirements. These updates weren't announced with major headlines, but they could have a significant impact on your immigration journey. Let's break them down in simple terms. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering two important IRCC updates published this week. The first update expands benefits for eligible applicants under a special French-speaking graduate program by adding an open work permit option while PR is being processed. The second update confirms that HNC requests cannot override eligibility conditions written into a public policy. If you're planning to apply for permanent residence, already have an application in process, or you're hoping to stay and work in Canada while waiting for a decision, this is an update you shouldn't miss. Let's begin with the first update. IRCC has updated the Francophone minority community's student pilot, a program designed for French-speaking international graduates who studied outside Quebec. The revised policy was signed on June 25, 2026, became effective immediately, and will remain valid until November 30, 2032. Although the policy is already in force, IRCC says applications under this PR pathway are expected to open in winter 2027. The biggest change is the addition of an open work permit pathway. Previously, this public policy only focused on granting permanent residence. Now, eligible applicants can also apply for an open work permit while their PR application is being processed. This means qualified graduates may continue working in Canada instead of waiting without work authorization. To qualify, applicants must have studied under the pilot program, completed an eligible full-time program of at least 2 years, with more than 50% of their studies completed in French. They must live outside Quebec, submit their PR application online under this public policy, and meet all eligibility and admissibility requirements. If approved, the open work permit can be issued for up to 3 years. Applicants who have applied for restoration of status may also qualify, provided they remain eligible under IRCC rules. Family members also benefit from this update. Eligible spouses and dependents may qualify for work permits, study permits, visitor visas, extensions, or restoration of status, giving families more flexibility while permanent residence applications are under review. Now let's move to the second IRCC update. IRCC has issued new guidance for officers processing permanent residence applications under public policies. The guidance clearly states that humanitarian and compassionate considerations cannot be used to waive eligibility conditions created under a ministerial public policy. In simple terms, if you fail to meet even one required condition of a public policy, submitting an HNC request will not rescue that application. Instead, officers must refuse the application, explain which requirement was not met, acknowledge the HNC request in the refusal letter, and advise the applicant to submit a separate humanitarian and compassionate application if they wish to pursue that option. Another important point is procedural fairness. While officers generally provide applicants an opportunity to respond if they have concerns, this may not happen when a public policy requires all supporting documents to be submitted with the initial application. If required documents are missing, IRCC may refuse the application without requesting additional evidence. Overall, these two updates send different messages. On one hand, IRCC is creating a smoother transition from study to permanent residence by allowing eligible graduates to remain in Canada and continue working through an open work permit. On the other hand, the department is taking a stricter approach to eligibility by confirming that officers cannot overlook or waive mandatory public policy requirements through humanitarian and compassionate requests. For eligible French-speaking graduates, this is excellent news because it creates a clearer pathway to remain and work in Canada while waiting for permanent residence. But for everyone applying under an IRCC public policy, the message is equally clear: every eligibility requirement must be met, and incomplete applications carry much greater risk than before. As always, we'll continue tracking every major IRCC announcement and explain what it means for immigrants in simple, easy-to-understand language. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Canada immigration news. If you have any questions about these new IRCC updates, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.